nervous. However, there are two people here that are way more nervous than I am about what I'm about to say. And surprisingly, they share the same name, and their name is Mrs. Brocious. If you don't know who I'm talking about my mom and Casey. And I'm pretty confident in saying this because pretty much every conversation we've had up to this point has been, Todd, is the speech ready? Todd, how's the speech coming? Todd, did you write the speech down? Todd, could we please read the speech before you give it to everybody? So, I decided not to write it down. That was the easiest way to get out of that situation.
You filming it?
Now I'm wishing I wrote it down. Prior to coming here today, I went around and asked as many married couples as I could. How did you know it was time to get married? How did you know it was the right person that you were going to marry? What makes this person so special? And the common answer that I kept getting was, there was a moment. And the moment that they described, everyone kept saying, well, it just kind of clicked. I just knew. And obviously we wouldn't be standing here today if it didn't just click, or if they didn't have that moment that everyone was talking about. And the unique thing about this moment is that every couple has their own special moment. And I'm sure everyone married here has had that moment when they realized, okay, I really love this person, it's time to get married. And inside of each relationship, each person has their own moment. They may not share the same moment, but they have their own individual moment. But what you guys don't know is, me being on the outside, I went through the moment where I knew that you two were ready to get married and were willing to spend the rest of your lives together. This is where you should be nervous. Okay, so I'm going to explain my moment that I realized that they were supposed to be together. And each side. So, unfortunately, Casey, you're first. This is the moment that I realized Jay was ready to devote the rest of his life towards Casey. If you don't know my brother and myself too well, which most of you do, hopefully, we are music fanatics. We love listening to music, and in listening to music, of course, you like to go see these bands play. So we decided to go to a music festival, which is a large gathering where tons of bands get together and play. And this was a very hot Saturday that we all went out to this music festival. And there's probably 40 bands if you spend a lot of money to buy a ticket, and you really only want to see 2 or 3 bands out of the whole festival. And we did our time, we waited, we stood in the sun, and finally our band was on, and we were ready to watch this band. And it was kind of set up like this. Me, Casey, and Justin, standing next to each other. And our band came on the stage, and gradually, the flow of the crowd moved, and me and Jay were standing next to each other because we were trying to get as close as possible to the stage. And Casey was standing behind us, peering through, enjoying the show. And with every band comes a favorite song. So they began our favorite song. And we were talking about this. I cannot wait to hear this song. And 2 notes in, I felt a tap on my shoulder. And I thought, well, okay, that's just someone bumping into me. But shortly after that again, got the tap. So Jay and I turned around and thought, what's up? Casey peered through and said, guys, I don't feel well, I think I have to sit down. And Jay and I, not realizing how hot it was and being caught up in the moment, we're like, Casey, you cannot sit down. This is a concert, you're standing and you're gonna have a good time. So that was 2 notes in the song. So let's go 5 more notes. I have this empty feeling behind me, like no one's there. So Jay and I both turned around, and Casey fainted. We did not know what to do. I didn't know what to do, but apparently Justin did. Justin, all of his attention that he had focused on the concert was towards Casey. I had never saw Jay care as much as he did at that moment than ever in my life before. And he was like the knight in shining armor. He went down, helped her up, and escorted her out of the crowd to a safe place where they could regroup. The good brother that I am, I stayed and finished watching the concert. Because I didn't want them to miss anything. So, the act that was playing was over, so I went back to find Casey and Jay and get the diagnosis to see what really happened. Because at this point, I didn't know what happened. I just know Jay came down, took care of her, and helped her out. So I came over to tell them, and I couldn't, because all I could see is how happy Jay was that Casey was okay. That was the only concern on his mind. And I couldn't even tell him how great the show was because his concern was only on one thing, and that was Casey. And that's how I know, that was my moment to know that Jay was ready to devote and care for Casey as he did in that moment for the rest of his life. Justin, here's the moments, Casey's are moments that I knew she was there for you. She was the right person for you for the rest of your life. Who here is a college basketball fan? Raise your hand. College basketball, okay. Well, Justin and college basketball are like two peas in a pod. They go together. That is his thing. And if you know his friends, come March, and basketball, that's where they devote their time. And I know that Casey loves Jay so much is because she allows him to spend weekends at a time at this man's house, Chad Schwank, where they watch. If you don't know the March Madness basketball tournament, it is a 64-game tournament, and every single game is watched at his house. And Casey, for you to let Jay do that, to me, that is something very special. So, Justin, very good catch if she's going to allow you to do that. So, Casey's moment happens more than once every year. Hopefully, it continues to happen. So, at that moment, I realized Casey is the person for Jay. In saying this, sharing all these moments, I would like all of you to share a moment with us, and I would like you to raise your glass. And before we raise our glass, the diagnosis was dehydration. So Casey, I hope you have a glass of water next to you. She was dehydrated, so everything was okay. But everyone, share a moment, raise your glass, and to Jay and Casey, I love you both.
Let's hear it for our best man, Todd.